For whatever reason, Trump changed his view, or at least has changed his policy on NATO. And that encourages me, together with the fact that I, too, was encouraged by the meeting between Lavrov and our Secretary of State, Tillerson. But not because of what I thought were trivial side agreements, but precisely I was encouraged by the iciness. It was beautiful. Unlike John Kerry, who would go around like a puppy dog, pretending everything was okay and the Russians were listening and they were gonna act right, and he was going to provide an off-ramp for Ukraine so they could withdraw by saving face and all this idiocy. What we had was a stone-faced Tillerson who was grave and glum and said everything that was wrong, which is exactly the kind of realism you want. The message is simple. The message is to the Russians, the 8 years of the free lunch is over.
I think this is something that he actually deserves some credit for. It does sound like he's gotten China on board to some extent. It is remarkable to me, in this conversation that he had, Trump admitted in a press account of it today, he said, I always thought that China could take care of North Korea no problem, that there's tremendous power over him. Xi talked to him for 10 minutes and convinced Donald Trump that, oh no, it's actually much more complicated than that. And he says, and he basically admitted that he was wrong. And it's very interesting. But at the same time, China does seem to be leaning on North Korea in a way that it never did under Barack Obama or under George W. Bush. It does seem like some kind of productive relationship came out of that Mar-a-Lago meeting, and I think he deserves some credit for it.
We should point out China also abstained on that
UN. That was a big deal. I think
the UN Security Council vote on essentially saying that the chemical weapons attack was bad, and they abstained on that vote.
President Trump is motivated by just, as we all have compassion for these just horrible images of these babies who were killed, but at the same time, this is a man who doesn't want Syrians to come into this country with this refugee ban. I want to just play some sound. Hillary Clinton weighed in.
We cannot in one breath speak of protecting Syrian babies and in the next close America's doors to them.
Quickly, Qasim, how do you see that?
With all due respect, I didn't see each and every person who was demonstrating after the travel ban. I didn't see you 3 days ago when people were gassed to death, when civilians were gassed to death. I didn't see you in 2013 when 1,400 people were gassed to death. I didn't see you raising your voice against President Obama's inaction in Syria that led us refugees, that made us refugees get kicked out of Syria. If you really care about refugees, if you really care about helping us, please help us stay in our country. We don't want to come to the United States. We want to stay in our country. We want to stay in our country. With all due respect, this is hypocrisy. If you really care, help us stay in our country. We don't want to become refugees. We want to stay in our country. Help us establish safe zones. Help us stay safe in our country. And if you just give me a few seconds just to tell President Trump once again, please, sir, what you did was amazing.
Ever have difficulties getting a last-minute seat on United? Not anymore. Introducing United Superior Class. Book today and we'll get you a seat on the same day, no matter what. Want to sit here? No problem. We'll fight for it so you can sit back and relax. Through groundbreaking algorithms, we can determine which passenger paid the least for their ticket and will make way for any superior class ticket holder. For an upgrade of $59.99, you can even choose which nationality we can remove for you. Feel the privilege. United Superior Class.
We're United Airlines. You do what we say, when we say, and there won't be a problem. Capiche? If we say you fly, you fly. If not, tuck.
Look at what you did!
Give us a problem, and we'll drag you off the plane. And if you resist, we'll beat you so badly, you'll be using your own face as a flotation device. United Airlines.
What do you know from funny, you